Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining me once again today. As always, my name is General Confusion, and this is Total War Warhammer 2. So finally, I've gotten a decent battle against the Skaven. I haven't played against the Skaven in quite some time. And so in my army list here, I'm trying out something a little bit different. Instead of the Monster Mash, I have some core components, namely 2 Revivification Crystals still, just because I love having that healing on tap. Love it, love it, love it. However, instead of Croc Guard leading my army, I have Mr. Mazdamundi, the Toad himself, on Zlak. So Mazdamundi on Zlak, hugely expensive, hugely effective. Tons of hit points, tons of armor, tons of leadership, low to midland stats, but 15 bonus versus infantry, lots of damage, and of course he has his special abilities, the Ruination of Cities and Banishment, both of which he gets 2 charges of for free, so a devastatingly powerful triple wind spell and a vortex for free, just on cooldown. I have also taken Apotheosis, the Curse of the Midnight Wind, and Net of Amantok, and of course he gets Cold-Blooded for free, automatically, as a Lizardman hero. He's also got Greater Arcane Conduit and Roiling Skies. This actually isn't useful against Skaven, I just forgot to take it off. But still, he's very, very powerful, especially against large infantry lists. In the front line, rather than monsters, Croxagores and such, I have brought a line of Saurus Warriors with 1 Saurus Spear on the flank, just in case of large creatures. Saurus Spears are not terribly good against Doom Wheels because their AP is still reasonably low. They can do a decent amount of damage, and they rip Rat Ogres apart. So the Saurus Warriors with shields, we've talked about them before, very, very solid infantry, very, very high damage, decent armor, shields, high HP, high leadership. Overall a good, solid unit. Up front, I have 3 units of Chameleon Skinks, which I have chevroned up just a little bit. So Chameleon Skinks are fantastic skirmishers, great for applying poison, doing damage, and for poking down Rat Ogres and other lightly armored Skaven units. They're good in all matchups. They're especially good against the Skaven, in particular because they give you an answer to Gutter Runners. Because Chameleon Skinks are the same speed as Gutter Runners, and they're actually a little tiny bit better on a per model basis at range, so Chameleon Skinks can kite and fight Gutter Runners pretty effectively. And then way over here on the flank, I have 1 unit of Horned Ones, the very highest tier Lizardman Cavalry. Haven't really shown these guys off yet. They're very expensive, which is kind of their downfall, because they don't have a whole lot that's special about them, and they do rampage. Unlike the Cold One Spear Riders, for instance, they have primal instincts. On the plus side, they have a lot of armor, high speed, which is very important, and they have very high armor-piercing weapon damage. So, these guys are, I feel, kind of the Lizardmen answer to Doom Wheels. And in particular, I prefer them over Spear Riders because they are faster. So with that 76 speed, even if, say, a Gutter Runner hits them with poison missiles, they can still move at a reasonable clip, as opposed to the Cold One Spear Riders, which get slowed down to like 40 speed or something ridiculous. On the Skaven side, we have a massive Skaven infantry line. It's just Clan Rats, Clan Rats, Clan Rats, Clan Rats, Clan Rats, Clan Rats, Spears, 1 unit of Plague Monks, Clan Rats, Clan Rats, Clan Rats, Spears, Clan Rats, Plague Monks. All the way down. It's just rats all the way down. If you look at the numbers, yeah, they outnumber me 3-1. He does have 2 units of Rat Ogres mixed into the line. And then in the back, he's got some more Clan Rats. He has a Warlord for his leadership. Just a Warlord on foot. Cheapest chips. And that Warlord has nothing special. He does have World's Edge armor and the Shield of Distraction. So he inflicts a melee attack penalty to all enemies, and he can buff up his own armor, but nothing special, nothing too dangerous. However, he does have 2 Doom Wheels, and 2 Doom Wheels are very dangerous, especially because, for once, I have not taken the Monster Mash, so my infantry is going to be vulnerable to them. So let's see how I deal with that, shall we? I have not brought my usual flying hero squadron, or my usual flying skink spellcaster, because Mazdamundi can cast all the spells I need. So at this point, I can't actually see him, so my Chameleon Skinks are moving up to kind of take a look at the picture, while the rest of my army stays still. And at this point, I think, or pretty close to now, I catch sight of his massive infantry line and just go, oh, well, that's very, traditional. So my Chameleon Skinks are lined up at the top of the hill. He's not moving because he can't see me either. Remember, these guys are stalking. His Doom Wheels now are pulling back, and I think they're going to try to swing around this flank, if I recall correctly. And now he's moving forward. I've definitely spotted him at this point. The Chameleon Skinks are going in. My army will start to move in just a moment. Because I want to get some shots off at the Rat Ogres. Since the Rat Ogres have low armor, they are the perfect targets for Chameleon Skinks. So you can see, they're taking a lot of damage already, and their speed is down to 46, which makes it hard for them to catch Chameleon Skinks. So I can kite them to some extent. See, they've already lost one model. He does get into the Chameleon Skinks because he gets his charge speed bonus, but he's still taking fire from all sides. So those Rat Ogres are in a very, very bad place, and they're going to suffer tremendously. He's dropping Rally and Deadly Onslaught for some reason, plus Verminous Valor to speed himself up, which is fine. His other Rat Ogres are swinging over, and his Doom Wheels have come in an effort to get rid of the Chameleon Skinks. So his Doom Wheels are moving up, and here come the Horned ones to countercharge the Doom Wheels. Unfortunately, these Rat Ogres are going to move to intercept. My infantry line is also moving forward. I've lost one unit of Chameleons, but they will get healed, and look at that. The Horned ones, when they charge in, do a ton of damage to the Doom Wheel. And yeah, they take some damage back. But overall, if you can get Horned ones into contact with the Doom Wheel and keep them there, they will take it out. This fight is being confounded a little bit by the Rat Ogres. I netted those guys so I could pull my Horned ones back because they've taken a ton of damage. And this kind of guards my flank against this big mass of units that's running up on me. Over here, these Doom Wheels have gotten into my Saurus Warriors, which is exactly where they want to be and where I don't want them. Over here, my infantry is holding up his infantry very, very effectively because my infantry is better. And here comes a Ruination of Cities, placed right here just to do that. Just to wipe out a unit or two. You can see Mazdamundi picked up 21 kills with that one cast. It wasn't as good as it could have been. I wish I'd hit this blob, but you can't direct where those will go. My Horned ones are now rampaging. And so they're kind of stuck in combat at this point. However, I am going to be healing them pretty quickly, and they're picking up kills at an impressive clip. So the infantry mash has gotten involved. I'm now sicking my monsters on the Doom Wheels. This is what you have to do. I've dropped a big Curse of the Midnight Wind to stop anybody from doing too much damage to me here. And I've got my monsters on the Doom Wheel, and they're just tearing it apart. It's taking a ton of damage. I've dropped a nice little banishment into this big blob. Mazdamundi is fantastic at destroying blobs because he gets those free, wide area killing spells. I've dropped a Revivification Crystal on the Horned ones in order to keep them in the fight, and with that healing, I'll be able to keep them in the fight pretty much all the time. These Saurus Spears also are being revived, and so they will be coming right back in. The Doom Wheel... That Doom Wheel is still there, but has taken a ton of damage and is losing leadership pretty rapidly. My Skinks are also firing at it, just kind of poking it down a little bit. The Rat Ogres got almost annihilated. A few of them are coming back, but it won't last long with as little HP as they have. My Horned ones are routing, but they come back, they rampage, they go straight back in. He popped Verminous Valor again there, which doesn't help because he's netted. So... doesn't really accomplish much. The Horned ones now have Apotheosis on them. See, this is that Lizard Man healing, though. I will not lose that unit. Despite it having gotten involved in a bad engagement right at the start, it's going to live through the whole battle. These Chameleon Skinks over here kind of shooting into the side. Taking a little bit of lightning fire, but that's fine. This Doom Wheel almost destroyed by the monsters, and the Skaven line is now starting to break. They just can't take the damage. Mazdamundi is at 121 kills. And the Horned ones over here... See, despite the fact that their kill numbers are low, they've managed to get themselves stuck into a fight, stop a Doom Wheel dead in its tracks, and almost kill it. And they've just been slugging it out all battle, with healing support, admittedly, but they're still alive in a situation where pretty much no other cavalry in the game would still be alive. The Warlord now is getting trampled by monsters, just running over him in all directions. The Doom Wheel... This Doom Wheel, I think, is broken. Yeah, that Doom Wheel's broken. Both the Doom Wheels are back here, wavering. That looked like another Verminous Valor going off. These Clan Rats are being rallied, but another Ruination of Cities that hits pretty much nothing, unfortunately. I was trying to catch that unit in it. Didn't work. Since you can't control what direction that goes, it makes it hard to use in this situation when everyone's a bit spread out. But over here... My Chameleon Skinks have gotten around the flank, been sniping at units to keep them from coming back. My Bastiladon is going after this Doom Wheel in an effort to finish it off. These Saurus warriors have picked up 117 kills just slugging it out with clan rats, 92 kills over here slugging it out with plague monks. My monsters are kind of splitting up into the middle of the enemy forces. Over here, these rat ogres have been shattered trying to chase off the chameleon skinks. In here, horned ones still out of control, still fighting, not even cycle charging, just going ham. And Mazdamundi is charging straight into the middle of a huge pile of Skaven infantry because there is nothing there that can threaten him. He has too much armor and too much health to be effectively damaged by any of these units. Over here, this Doom Wheel is broken. I think the other one is... yeah, there goes the other one. That's a dead Doom Wheel. Just too many monsters. Can't deal with the monster mash. I dropped another banishment over here to break up this clan rat charge. Horned ones still going. 41 kills and climbing. And the monster pack now, there is nothing that can stop it. These clan rats and clan rat spears just will not accomplish anything, especially since these crystals are still healing themselves and Mazdamundi, as they have been doing constantly throughout the entire battle. The Warlord's still alive over here in the middle of my huge pack of rampaging units. Horned ones at 56 kills, and still 10 models. Mazdamundi's coming over to try to take out the Warlord, but I don't need to because that's the shatter. So, big, massive walls of Skaven infantry like this are probably not the best solution to the Lizardmen, but the Lizardmen do have a variety of solutions to mass infantry. In particular, the Horned ones, like I said, they got stuck in a battle that they couldn't really win, but because they got countercharged by the Rat Ogres. If it had just been Horned ones against the Doom Wheel, they would have won. Horned ones can absolutely take out a Doom Wheel. They got countercharged by the Rat Ogres, and then a bunch of clan rats swarmed in, so they got jammed in that fight. Even so, they're still alive at the end of the battle, and that's just because of all that healing. I had Apotheosis on Lord Mazdamundi, I had the 2 Revivification Crystals, so I could constantly cycle through healing abilities to keep whatever unit needed it most alive and fighting. I don't think I ever really healed this unit. Actually, I did. I dropped 1 heal on it as it was coming back. And, of course, I also had the casting of Cold-Blooded, which I dropped at one point on... I think I dropped that on the Horned ones as well. But so with that amount of healing, you can basically pick some key units and just keep them alive pretty much no matter what. My Saurus Warriors, of course, did very, very, very well because they were up against much lower quality infantry. Even chevroned up, clan rats just can't deal with Saurus Warriors. It's not in their skill set. Clan rats are meat shields, not killers. So, you know, the Saurus Warriors got very highly inflated kill numbers because they were fighting clan rats the whole time. The Plague Priests did a lot better, as you notice. The Plague Monks, I'm sorry, excuse me. The Plague Monks did a lot better in terms of kills than any of the clan rat units, because they are such a high damage dealing unit. You can see, I'm not sure if they were chevroned up already or if they picked up those chevrons, but they did a reasonable amount of damage against my Saurus Warriors. I don't think they got really good charges, though. If they'd gotten good charges, they probably would have done a bit better, because Plague Monks have a very high charge bonus for infantry. The Rat Ogres, this unit of Rat Ogres was the one that got shut down by the Chameleon Skinks. And it caught the one unit, slowed them down, got them routed, but trading a Rat Ogre for a Chameleon Skink, that's a trade that I'll take any day of the week. And I did get those Chameleon Skinks back by the end of the battle. The Doom Wheels got shut down hard. Yeah, they scored kills, but that number of kills does not justify a Doom Wheel. And they got shut down by the combination of the net, the Horned ones, and the monsters. You really have to use monsters against Doom Wheels. Monsters or cavalry. Even cavalry often don't work, because the Doom Wheel has such high armor-piercing damage, it can smash its way out of cavalry. But against high HP monsters, the Doom Wheel really can't accomplish much, especially if you have a way of keeping it in place. You can surround it with cavalry and bring monsters in. You can just bring in multiple monsters to hit it from multiple angles. But that's really what you have to do against Doom Wheels. If I hadn't had those Bastildons and those Horned ones to come in, those guys would have run roughshod over all of my infantry. So, it was nice to finally get a Skaven match. Thank you to my opponent, Bernie Sanders. Sorry about your loss last year, sir. Hopefully we'll see more of you in politics soon, and of course on the ladder. Love to see you there as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to wrap up Lizardmen tomorrow. I think I'm going to put out my wrap-up video on the Lizardmen because Mortal Empires is coming out really, really soon. I'm already not going to get to talk about the elves much in the context of these 4 factions, but I will get to talk about them in the context of Mortal Empires, which will be even more exciting. So stay tuned. That'll be coming up very soon, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.